Why are you covering your ear, Chris? No, but you were covering your ear there for a second. I know, but no, but you were covering your. It's almost like you want to cover both your ears. Your ear's just itchy. But then Matt, you're covering his ear while I'm also talking.
Dan looks like if Casper the Friendly Ghost was too friendly with children. Like.
The first night that I met Jeff, he actually threw up on himself, which is an Indiana hello.
I did a little research on Sarah. She's from Naperville, and I found out that Naperville stands for Land of Naper. And Sarah stands every time a black guy sits next to her on the train. So, but it's...
Claire looks like Miss Frizzle of the Magic Short Bus.
Give it up for Snow White and the Seven Dorks.
That's a good one. What's your character? Sleeping Ugly?
So I started judging in the tournament that we had in 2022. And I had a great time with it, and I really enjoyed it. And there were some battles where, like, I had a great time, and we just peppered in with some wonderful stuff. And it was, like, this perfect combination of the things that I come from. I'm a stand-up comedy guy who's worked in pro wrestling. And it feels very much the same like pro wrestling. And that's kind of like the mindset I brought to it. I wasn't thinking so much about who wins and who loses. I was thinking about how do we make this battle good? How do we promote it like there's an issue here? And maybe even if there isn't an issue, but how do we build something? I just want to do this show whenever I can. And that evolved into, can you help us get this person? And you know this person that we don't know. And I just I became the guy who has uncomfortable conversations with people that they don't want to have.
That was funny. I'm sorry, what was the question? I was distracted by your sexy leather. I've never seen you in a leather jacket. You look like a sexy greaser. You look more Italian than I do right now. What did I think about the show? The real answer to your question is this show was fun. Audience was hot. It was delicious. I think that after every show we have that's actually a show, more people are going to sign up. We're going to get a bump in people signing up for the tournament that's coming up.
Yeah, man, I'm happy with the show. You know, the crowd was a great crowd. I think, there wasn't a bomb on the show. Every battle was good. Every contestant brought the heat, man. It was a good show all around, man.
We're already above. We're only doing 32 people this year. We did 64 people last year, and we're already above that for signups. So we're randomizing it, and we're gonna do our best to have a really great tournament. And then anybody who signs up, we're gonna see if we can get them on a future date. But we're already over already, so we'll see how this year goes. Jeff, you were like, "This is for you guys," and then it turned out not to be for anybody. Closed down recently?
Yeah, no, all that's 100% true,
man,
especially the wall part.
It was a great club.
That's crazy. What happened? Did you book yourselves?
Yeah, no, that happened.
David looks like me if I transitioned.
Ellie's ass is so flat that when dudes have sex with her, it's never clapping cheeks. It's more like breaking bones.
All right, that's the battle. Make some noise.
I did. I went up tonight. You know, man, this isn't the first time I've done Roast Battle Chicago. I was actually on the tournament last year. That was awesome. That's a lie. It was booty.
I'm doing this for you. I told you I didn't want to do this, and then he tells me to shut up.
David's made at the camera. He said that Gabe looks like an emo version of Scar from The Lion King. That was very funny. That was a funny line, David.
Okay, I hear. I think that this is the Roast Battle Chicago is the worst show in the city.
You should definitely cut. You should cut all of this. What I'm saying.
So show up if you want.
You do feel like, wait, you don't want to even have their feelings hurt, but then also at the same time they kind of like sign up for it. Like it's a contact sport emotionally, and it's weird to like say we're doing that, but then I think stand-up is like that every single night for anyone who watches it, because the silences are loud. Like they're really loud internally. Like now there's this whole other weight that other people who aren't here are watching this. And when we had like someone here from television tonight, and now it's like this odd thing where it's like oh yeah. Like we do have to play to like the back of a room that isn't even the fucking in the room. You know, like
it's Hulu. We're gonna be on Hulu Minus. Yeah, we're gonna be on that.
It grows and grows and grows, and you see people like start to pick sides. Like they invested in the comics. That's one of my favorite parts of the tournament is like you see comedians get fans, like from the prelims to the finals. Like that's one of the coolest parts is people that will come, even if it's just the final four. Just people like, oh, it's the lady from the prelims. Like that's our girl. Like, you know, they like, yeah, dude. It's like, I mean, I've said this before. The show's like a sport where like halfway through every battle, everyone picks a team. You know, it's like sometimes if a battle's one way, like, you know, a battle tonight was like that where someone was getting beat early on, but everyone was already on the other person's team. They had already picked the side, you know? And yeah, Roast is like, it's the best. I think it's one of the perks is like people genuinely become fans of comics because, especially in the tournament, as you move on, it's like, I'm Team Evelyn, I'm Team Grace, you know, I'm Team Justin or whatever, you know, I'm Team Brandon Kiefer, who doesn't matter, you know, people start to pick sides and they start rooting for their team to win. And that's, yeah, it's really fun. I love that aspect of it.
I signed up for the roast battle again in the spring. I think it'll be a good time. The thing with writing roast is it's so pointed. You have to really find your beats, and not only find your beats as a writer, but find the beats as an audience. I feel like a lot of times people in the crowd, you gotta make sure they're locked and loaded before you shoot a joke, because if they're not listening, right, they're gonna miss the whole thing. Because a lot of times, I'm especially a stand-up who tells a lot of stories and a lot of anecdotes and is a very, big personality on stage. But when you're just writing the jokes that are pointed at a specific person, you got to make sure that those spears hit and penetrate the whole audience. That was a gross saying, and I'm so sorry for it.
And everyone who's up here is like, they're doing jokes that they really only get to say once. So it's like you're watching people kick 7 field goals in a row with their mouth, and you got to hit all of them. And if you hit some of them and you just like ding it off the post, all right, that was pretty solid. We're still going to cheer for that, but you didn't score any points. Like that. That's kind of like how much it all fucking matters. And then at the same time, it's like, oh, this person just came out and they were like goofy, and that's it. You're like, oh wait, but that guy wrote all week long for this, and the guy who came in and did this and goofed around got that, and it's just it's an unpredictable environment. And even when I don't think it's the greatest, it's still like really, really phenomenal to watch because it's so raw. And I think the audience agrees with that because they just like, oh, we're watching people beat the shit out of each other emotionally. And like, I think the comics are on board with it. And there is a part of me that like regrets, like, I really don't hope anyone walks away from this like with their feelings hurt. But at the same time, I'm like, isn't that all comedy?
Jessica Misitano is the living result of when a lot lizard forgets her condoms at home. That's why she has porn star tits and a truck driver face. She got conceived in a gas station bathroom in Gary, Indiana.
Bro, we're built the same.
And yet the dude has a better ass than you.
My ass has done more for the black community than you ever have.
Something people don't know about him, he's married. It was a COVID proposal. They were actually engaged before the pandemic, but she clearly didn't have any sense of taste or smell at the time.
Matthew looks like if Hank Hill stopped selling propane tanks and started selling fake juice.
Holy shit. Gabe, you're so Mexican, when you beat your girlfriend, candy falls out.
Nick looks like he delivers pizzas, and every time he knocks on the door, he has to let them know that he's a registered sex offender. No tips for him.
Gabriel looks like he drives a tricycle with a tiny chain link steering wheel.
Dude, what? Dude, what?
All right, give it up for them, everybody. That was... All right. Wow.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what's going on either, guys.
Dude.
That was like fun, but like it was that was definitely weird.
Yeah, dude. I'm so glad I went with Matt first.
One more time for them that came up and fucking roasted. It was fun. What's up, buddy? It's okay.
You know what? We're gonna have to set up. We're gonna have to seed the first round anyway. So let me All right. What's up? Hey guys, be quiet for a minute. We're gonna set this up.
Aaron Klein versus Brad Klein.
The Kleins, yeah, let's Klein it up, double Klein. I gotta be honest, I have no idea what any of this is. I'm trusting that this all comes together once we actually write it.
I'm telling you, yeah. You can't put this shit in, but
we'll watch a cut. We'll see what he puts in.
yeah. So we have 65 submissions, and only 32 people are making it in this year. Last year we had 64 people. It was too much. The first round was a little too chaotic for us. You know, and it took I think like 6 or 7 weeks, and we don't have that many weeks this year. We only have 5. So just to save us from the first 2 rounds, we're starting at 32 this year. Yeah, so we have everything in a spreadsheet, and we've assigned everyone a number 1 through 10 on the order of where they signed up, 1 through 64. And essentially, we're using a random number generator app, and if your name's called, you make it in. If your name is not called, you don't make it in. So it's pretty easy at first, and as we've kind of gotten further and further down the random generator, you keep getting the same numbers over and over again, so it's kind of slowed down the process a little bit. But yeah, we're just going through and cutting names to this generator.
We got the list. Don't put any of that in.
Watch me getting mad and taking off my shirt.
Corporate Kev.
Bracketology, right? So 1 through 8, that's the first half, right? If we're gonna pair, whoever's in this half is going to face someone from this half in the finals. 1 through 4, this is gonna make the final 4, right? So when you think about it, we have to have a 1 seed, a 1 seed, a 1. So we have to have 4 1 seeds that we put in the groups of 4. Does that make any sense?
Yes. Sure.
So out of
Why
the
wouldn't you
best-
just write out an actual thing though?
I tried, but I didn't have enough space and I'm retarded, okay? I don't know. To break it to you, okay?
I heard the last part.
So, bracketology. Who is the
We're solving the
first-
Da Vinci Code to try to figure this
Who's
out.
the first in the best of 4? Who's the first in the best of, you know what I mean?
Sure, I get what you're
and,
saying.
And by the way, it's just us guessing. Because
Matt, you are visualizing it.
Yeah,
you're beautiful minding it.
Okay.
I don't trust you with a baby in a hot tub, but I mean I see what you're doing right here.
So we have to pick our 4 best, not our 4 second best.
Okay, of all time, you're talking goats?
4 best all time. I see Brandon Kiefer.
Kiefer.
For me?
Yeah.
Kiefer, Bolduc,
Yep.
Emerson, Kajanian.
Yes.
Okay, so
Those are my 4.
Yes.
Close seconds to everyone else in grades that are the 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that we are doing by hand. So we used a random generator to decide who got in the tournament, and now from there, we're gonna go through by hand, and we're gonna kind of pair the veterans of the show with the newcomers. And I know this may seem a little unfair, that may be a little like, you know, inconsiderate, but if you're a newcomer, you gotta overcome the best early on. And I think that's fair because we want the best to make it to the top. And I think last year we kind of seeded it at random, and some of our best rounds took place in like the second round of the tournament. You know what I mean? And we don't want to have our best, like, we don't want to have like the number 1 seed and the number 2 seed fighting in like the sweet, you know, in the second, the 16, when they should be going against each other in like the final 4. So I think this year we're being way more deliberate with how we seed everything and kind of decide the matchups early on all throughout. We don't have control over who wins, but we do have control over, you know, like the potential quality of the finals.
So New Japan Pro Wrestling does a month-long tournament that feels very similar to this. And like there's all these first round like ones that you're like, oh my god, what the fuck happened in the first round? And that feels like a what the fuck happened in the first round type thing. Sorry.
This is fun. I'm having the time of my fucking life right now, dude.
Are you? Look at this. He just wishes he had spreadsheets in front of him. This is so much harder for him without an Excel spreadsheet.
And then we have two are left. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's something that we're nervous about because, you know, there's going to be upsets. I think that's the thing we realized as well. I think last year there were some people, I think Evelyn Troutman, I think every round Evelyn Troutman had was against like someone who could have been a Final Four comedian. And I think we just want to avoid like, she made it to the finals. She actually made it to the grand finals and got second place. But I think we don't want someone like, you know, to have to go through like a gauntlet when some people have like an easy ride all the way through. That felt unfair going to the Final Four last year. But yeah, I mean, if it brings drama, whatever. C'est la vie. It is what it is. You're seated how you're seated. You know, we're not going to put the numbers next to the names. You're going to have to go through it and figure that out yourself. You're going to have to do the mental math on your own accord if you want. If you want to go through it and try to figure out what we're doing, you can. But yeah, I mean, if people are mad, they're mad. Stay mad.
Sorry, look at him, you know?
Nah, it's good. Give it up for Kate Schreckensdale, everybody. Fucking killing it.
Okay, Martin, short bus.
There we go. Jess's last name is Misitano,
Yeah.
which it's Italian. It roughly translates to "Get the fuck away from my dumpster, bitch."
Let's get it. Scott, your hairline is like your sex life, just for men.
Boy, you look like Ellen DeGeneres, nigga. Shut your ass up. Hey, no, don't even do that.
Paying for sex is the only way Donovan financially supports his mom. Yeah, not even emotionally. He just throws the money at her and leaves.
Temptations are not only a legendary soul band from Detroit, it's also what Adam feels every time he walks by a playground. So.
Yeah, they're all very different in style.
Because I think those are the styles that can persist throughout an entire thing. Whereas like Matthew Mitchell is like pound for pound one of the greats, but one like weird style can take down he's a heel. Like
Yes.
I see, like the audience can easily take him down in like one of the middle rounds
Pro
just because
wrestling,
of who he is.
you need a bad guy.
You know what I mean?
You need
That's
a
why
bad
he's
guy.
not-
You need a bad guy that a good guy can beat.
That
That's
being
what you
said, he
fucking
like
need.
almost always wins, but
Yeah.
you know, it's just I just think about it tournament-wise, like what happened last year.
Absolutely.
Okay, so but
We got the odd one out, which is
I don't
Bob.
know how the
We
tournament
got the odd
was
one out,
put
which is
together
Bob.
last year. I don't know how it was.
It was me and Sunbee, half drunk in my apartment figuring this out.
Okay.
Yes, I feel like we're way ahead of the curve on this.
Yeah.
For sure.
Objectively, watching them, I feel like they're more organized than they were last year. And I was just someone who was on the panel last year. And I was just told, hey, you need to be here for 3.5 hours to watch people do this tournament thing. And I was like, okay. And then some of the early tournaments.
You already have a laugh. I shouldn't be.
Yeah, but no, some of the early tournament stuff, it was like, if they don't hit, go in on them. We were on panel.
Yeah, of course.
I remember that.
We got to make a show.
So now we decide this is where
There-
the hard science is done.
Yeah.
Right? Like the 1 through 4 seeds are the ones that really matter.
Yeah.
Now we gotta fuck around and choose like what we think are gonna be like fun matchups, right?
Okay.
I
see the shit, so.
Yeah, Sora got fired from a theme park for doing mushrooms. That was another joke I have. It's the only vegetable he ever ate. Oh, bad joke. Oh, bad
Give it to her. No, just give it to her.
James is so lonely, he bought 2 cats. It's not the same kind of pussy he was hoping for. Yeah, but he'll make it work.
Corey's current relationship status is it's complicated. Yeah, and that's because under investigation was not an option. Bang, bang!
Doesn't Christian sound like a Venezuelan Dracula? I want to tell you a joke.
That's the same problem.
Here's
It's
the
exact
weird
same.
here's the weird thing. We're hypothetically booking a tournament based on like what we would like to happen, but
What
we
we
have
think
no
happen-
we
we
have
don't
no
know.
fucking idea. We're like rolling a dice on like 32 people at the same time.
Yeah, there's really no. I think we just gotta be a little bit more random about this. I put Courtney against Tito. Sure.
Perfect.
I like that.
Does that close out the first round?
And that is Eric Switzer, Josh Ham versus. That'll be really good. That'll be a
Which
fun
one?
battle.
Switzer versus who?
Tori Kilkenny.
Great.
Beautiful. Done.
Great. That's the first
This is
round.
tournament. And then you just have to put it in your graphic, Chris.
Well, can you
take a picture of it?
We're gonna have to figure out what this means. To be quite honest with you, I'm looking at the Da Vinci Code.
My handwriting is not that bad. Let the record show my handwriting is totally fine if you're a third
we are
grader.
gonna have to have a conversation of how this actually fits into a bracket, but
Yeah. Do you want me to type it out? I'll put it in the spreadsheet.
Put it in the spreadsheet.
I'll put it in the
job.
spreadsheet, and then from there you can put it in the graphic.
Good job. We did it.
Boom.
There we go. Boom. Boom.
That's the one of, if not the hardest part of this
Boom.
whole thing.
The rest is.
We'll
I
see
mean, we
you.
know the rest.
We'll see you turds in March.